Hello and welcome back to the STB Racing League Season 20 here for the Canadian Grand Prix here at the Tier 3 grid. And that is going very slow for some reason. But here we are at Canada. Always a challenge, it's always a driver's track. This is committing all those curves that are chicaneous. Garrett's race almost nailed it, like, whoa. And it's taken P3, look at that. Top 3 places split by 14 thousandths of a second. Oh. That was definitely a purple sector he nailed. I don't think he much more perfect than that sector. He launched it over that curves. Drivers in the pits, Papa Devil's just taking through the hairpin. He's on 5 holes soft, so he's doing a very long laps on these soft tyres. Probably doing some more race trim. Alpha's gone to P5, finally got a representative lap time, 10.9. Nothing anywhere near Maldi. Big gaps between the drivers. As there's a Haas just going across Lomelin. Very not exactly a great lap either by him. Still behind Matador's Papa Devils. On 6 lap holes softs, he's just getting the rhythm in. He's taking some laps and he's just slowly finding more time. So he's just finding a bit more confidence, finding some areas where he can improve and just keep improving. But now it's time for him to come into the pits. He's running out of fuel. Come into the pits and put a fresh set of softs and actually get a proper lap in. Yeah, that chicane's a pain to get right. It's so easy to invalidate. I was on for pole position yesterday, but I was 3 tenths up in the first sector, and then validated it. Going to this chicane, coming to here, cost me potential pole position if I would have nailed it. Never completed it. I did actually, but I backed out for ERS management reasons. Alpha's going to come back into the pits here. Pavel's is going. He's run out of fuel. Clumsy enough. Lomelin going to the pits. Sant on the lap. He's 2 tenths up. Taking the wrong line to the corner. Taking a very tight entry. Stay on board with Sant for now. And he's backed off. He was up at that time on 4, so I'm not sure what he's doing. Parallel next to set up at that time then. He set a lap on the board, yeah, and that's definitely not the right line to take. Slash chicane, see if we can get it right. It's very difficult to do. Very early turning. Right. Probably about 50 miles, about 40 miles an hour slower. You should be doing it, but this is tier 3, so there's anything amazing as a 14. So that's, if you're behind Sant, then it's really rubbery. Mazepin's out on the lap. Let's stay on board with him. Currently in a provisional pole. He's nailed that corner, he's absolute pitch perfect. Had a little bit of a moment to next hit, it's had too much grass. It's just set up the car, but he is 2 tenths up. And he's used a bit of curve there. Would have probably liked to use a bit more, but this is all nice and smooth here. Clean as you like. Aston Martin, so it's going to be Pirlo or Sant. It'll be one of the slower drivers. Mazepin very hesitant through the chicane. Aston Martin's definitely getting in the way here. Might get a bit of slipstream off it, but this hairpin is definitely losing time. Luckily, Aston Martin does get out of the way. I would expect Mazepin would have lost some time. He just seemed to break very early into that hairpin. A lot of coasting into that hairpin. So I'm not expecting a decent second sector, to be honest. Well, sorry, last sector. Talk about this last chicane. It's very easy to get right, but it's very hard to get right and very easy to get wrong. And that was a poor last chicane. That was very, very poor by Mazepin. He does improve, but he lost a good 1/10 and a half after in the last 2 sectors. So yeah, he definitely lost some time in that last sector. Chris has just got P5 with a 10 dead. Now he's going to come, and then Gareth Reese and Viper will come on the circuit. So for presume for the last stunt, as Hybrid Matador's cutting the corners, Hybrids are validated. Sant, he's doing more laps so soft. He's not even using all the track on the outside. Bro, he's wasting a lot of room. That's cool. Now he's coming out for his last run. Mazepin's on the cooldown lap here. I think he's just gonna. Does he have enough set of tyres left? I doubt it. I don't think he has. Yeah, that was his third. This is his third set of softs. So this is his last tyre. So he's saving his ERS and he's going for another lap. He's coming to the pits. So that is his qualifying over. Not sure what Viper's doing, to be honest. Can I use some fuel up or something? ERS Reese is going to come behind him. No, that's a bit up. He just wants that slipstream, I think. I don't know what he's doing. And that's been in the lap pit, so yeah, none of these guys are really going to second back. I mean, it's half a second up, but it's only going to gain a couple of places here. Maury's going to start behind him, he's got to be careful. Yeah, he doesn't even get sand. So, not great. That's getting bored of STB Maldi. A bit of a poor first sector, a bit of first corner. He keeps out shooting himself. It's better to just get a slower turn 1 to open up turn 2. And that's a. He's not using the track, is he? Through that first sector, he's just has a poor first sector. He's a 10th down. He had time in that first sector, and he's losing even more time. He has got enough fuel to do another lap if he needs to. This chicane tends to be quite well for him, Aldi. And he's cut it. So take the ERS off. Don't know why he's not removing his ERS. Because he's just using it all up pointlessly. Don't know why Maldi's not turning his ERS off. He's using all that ERS for no reason now. A waste of ERS he's doing here. Definitely doing a better first sector. So first corner, I should say. So he can do this corner better. That's definitely a lot better. This is. Oh, I think he might have shot himself there. It's close to the barriers. He's 2 tenths up, so did say he had some time through there. Again, I did that nicely. He's took that corner very nicely. Oh, a little bit of struggle. He's taken it. He's gone very tight to the right hand side, trying to take it shortest line possible. Bringing it back to the outside. Watch out with the barriers coming on you. Hit the chicane nicely. Don't invalidate. That's very nicely done by the Mercedes driver. Into the hairpin. He's a 10th up. He did lose a bit of time. He did gain. He did nail that chicane on his best lap. So unsurprisingly, he has lost time, but it's still a very good second sector nevertheless. Now he just needs to get this last chicane right. Looks like he got the hairpin decently, but Maldi's already low on ERS here. He used all his ERS up, and that's the issue I was talking about. And his poor exit, and he's got no ERS coming towards the line. And in second place, he lost pole position because of his ERS issue. I'm going to message him here. Hold on a second. That's qualifying done. There you go. Maldi lost a potential pole position there. Very poor last sector and his ERS. He ran out of ERS. I did mention that earlier. But here is your qualifying results. Here for Canada. Mazepin on pole, unsurprisingly. STB in second place, disappointing with his ERS management and his poor last sector. Viper in fourth. Gus Reese with amazing last sector, but everywhere else is slow. Chris, Kaziak, Alpha, Young, Matador, Hybrid, Sunday, Dapper Devils, Pim, Pirilol, and I believe fifth place is Lomlik, I think. Sentinel obviously goes for qualification. Strategy, rather simple. Soft, medium, medium is the best way to go. Some people might go soft, medium, soft, but you're just gonna get yourself undercutted if you do that. And the soft tyres are not that much faster than the mediums, and the mediums last a lot better as well. So soft, medium turns on the safety cars as well. See how that goes. Expecting maybe a few today in Tier 3. It is Canada. There's a lot of barriers to watch out for. As long as you don't get taken out into the second to last chicane before the hairpin, you're good. Corey. And yeah, you won't get a safety car then. Alright, off they go for the formation laps. See what tyres are on. Strategy. Lemon's on the hards, which is an instant suicide move. Because most likely he's going to get damaged on the first lap, and then it's going to all go down there from there. So I'll set around for the first laps here. The tyres nice and warm, but it's not much to say, to be honest. Hoping for a good race. I'm going to say who's going to win. I'm going to say Mazepin. Simple. Simple as sliced bread. I hope Maldi will bottle, just as usual. I can see him hitting the barriers at some point. Or spinning. One or the other. Viper, I'm worried that he's going to get in some contact, to be honest. And to be honest, everyone else, I'm not so sure. Sentinel needs to watch out for the Spanish drivers getting about 4 miles an hour into that chicane. Apart from that, he just needs good recoveries on the set soft, so he's looking for aggressive first stint. Which is fair enough, because soft's not exactly the greatest tire. He undercuts powerful around here, so technically ending on the softs isn't the greatest way to do. Pirilol's making a massive gap here. He needs to catch up here. Can Sentinel just crash into him? He's gone. I think he might give a Lomlin a reprimand there for going slow under the formation lap. Can't be doing that. It doesn't look like the tyres don't go cold when you do that. Because Mazepin's been sitting there for a long time. It's 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights here for the Canadian Grand Prix Tier 2 Season 20 here, Tier 3, sorry. As the Mercedes had a great start as Mazepin gets a start. And Mercedes, Maldi's just cut off KTM Viper. It might have been a bit too aggressive, but he's got away with it. And he's now going for turn 2 in some yellow flags. And I did say there'll be some collisions as that's Matador and Kazakh in the barriers before it even gets to turn 2. Very strange place to crash, and there's no safety cars of yet. as they'll filter through turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 and turn 4, and now turn 5 is a Ferrari off. That's Matador at turn 4. Possible front wing damage for him, as now gaps are forming already. Chris is making a move on his teammate, and he's got the move done. But you've got to watch out for Gareth Reese. He's very good for that last chicane. But now we've got Young all out the back of him. Now we've got Maldi trying to chase after the Russian in the Russian livery task. Coming down the straight, no DRS yet. Viper follows closely behind. Chris has already lost a second from these guys here. Gareth Reese is hoping for a good last sector here. He's very good at the last chicane. There you go. He's gained about 3/10. That's putting 6 fast lap away. But Maldi making a move. He's round the outside into turn 1. He's going to get compromised into turn 2. Mazepin's going to have a better exit. No, Maldi's just pushed him wide. And that outside line is going to have a better traction. Maldi's going to have to back out. That's the good thing of people on the outside for that corner. Maldi's already got a penalty already. And it's not even the end of lap 2. Maldi's going for the move here. He's just going to squeeze himself. It's going to be a collision. Mazepin's going to have a poor exit, but Maldi's going to cover it off. Oh, he hit Mazepin, and Mazepin's round. He's in the barriers. Oh my God! And Mazepin's reset to the track, which you're not supposed to do. And yeah, and now Maldi's down into second place. I think he might have front wing damage. I'm not sure what happened there. I need to set a better view. I'm not sure Maldi could have damage from that. I got damage from with Rev Caterpillar in tier 1. So whether Maldi got damage from that, I do not know. If he does have damage, he can pit this lap for a set of mediums. If he does have damage, but that must have been down into P9. That was, I think Maldi will definitely get penalised for that. I can't say anything else. Maldi will get penalised, and Maldi's struggling now. He's got penalties and warnings, and now he's got a potential post-race penalty lingering over his head as well. Girish is now up the inside of Maldi into turn 2. Maldi has the inside line and he managed to cover it off, but Maldi's losing time here. Maldi's had minimal practice coming to this race, and the virtual safety cars come out for Papadavos is out at the chicane, despite probably taking it about 5 miles an hour. Labeling on those hards, not working for him, not the tyre you want to be on. Safety car. Mazepin didn't get any damage from that, surprisingly. I would have thought he got damage from it, but I don't think he did. Maybe if it did, it would be lime green, but I'm surprised he got away with damage there. He definitely hit the barriers going to that chicane. I might have hit in the behind. I'm also surprised man didn't get any damage himself either. It was a tap. It wasn't a hefty tap, but it was enough to make you worried about getting front wing damage. You know how much the damage is sensitive in this game, and how hefty it can be for such minimal front wing damage. Just has been enabled, and Maldi's had a poor restart. Like, Chris is making a move on Maldi here. Maldi's going to have an extra Alpha Taurius, let's say. And now Maldi won't have DRS. Well, actually will have DRS. But now, the Alpha Taurius coming inside of Maldi. Maldi's getting swamped here. There's a tap on the side by side. Maldi's going to have this line, but we all know that line does not work. Luckily, he had a little bit more of a gap in front, so he can get in front of the Alpha Tauri. Now the Alpha Tauri is making a move. Don't do that, because Corey did that to me, and it didn't work out. And you all know what happened after that. Maldi is struggling. He is really struggling. Alpha's got a penalty as well. Penalty's already creeping in already, unsurprisingly. It is Canada, notorious corner-crossing track. Maldi's already lost DRS to Chris already. Now it's going to be Gareth Reese going to breeze past Maldi here. Maldi's a sitting duck. He's more of a sitting duck than a duck sitting on a tree, which you never see. Now Young is already within DRS range of these guys on a set of mediums, so he's going to be looking scary in the next few laps when his tyres start to come into play. Now I've got DRS off. Gareth Reese has run out of ERS here, so Maldi will creep in. Oh, every time I go into that for chicane, I'm always worried someone's going to hit the barrier. You can't make a move into that, it's not going to happen. Chris has already used all of his overtake up. Mazepin hasn't made the comeback as expected so far. It's took him quite a while to catch up to these guys. I wonder if he does have damage or not. He might have lime green damage, I think, because it does seem quite slow. I was expecting him to catch up a lot quicker than this. I don't honestly think he has lime green damage. He would be getting a lot faster than this. If it wasn't for that damage, if he is carrying it or not. It's just so hard to tell, because lime green damage, you can't tell if he actually got it or not. He just look, he's understeering a lot though. I do think he's got damage. We'll know in the next couple of laps when he pits for set of tyres. I'll pit now if I was him. Just get it out of the way and do 15 laps on a set of softs. 2 sets of 15 laps. Get the tyres out of the way. Sensor's had a great start. He's up to P6 from last on the grid. That's been a brilliant start for him. The soft tyres are working nicely. And then you can pit like everyone else does for set of mediums. Because we all know what the Ducati is like. It's very, very harsh around. It's very, very, very powerful. Mazepin's been a move on Alpha despite a possible front wing damage. Maldi's finally got some speed in him. Kinda. Young's got another penalty here. God, the penalties are really kicking in. Oh, Gershwin's made a mistake, and Maldi's going to breeze past here with DRS, and Gershwin also has DRS, but I don't know why Gershwin is making a move here. We'll see if he does. Yeah. All that extra ERS usage and got him nowhere. In fact, it's lost him time because he's actually trying to make the move. But now Maldi's out of the ice range, and Gersh Rees will breeze past. So Gersh Rees is using low wings, it seems like. Now Viper's waltzing the rail. Now there's a collisions. Hybrid in the barriers. Hybrid is out. He's got no front wing damage, but definitely seemed like some contact. Definitely heard something. And he's sliding. His tyres are hot. It's been at least a spin. Gersh Rees is back up the inside of Maldi. And somebody's in the pits. That's Chris is already in the pits. As Viper gets his first penalty, and bursts up on possibly many. Very early stops here for a set of mediums. Now there's another back of Gersh Rees. Gersh Rees got past back Maldi. And that's another corner cut on Maldi. Can't do too many more of them. Told you, you need to be careful. You have to keep it calm and just be cautious. You can't push yourself around here. You can't just absolutely throw it in because there's always a risk of getting a corner cut. Just take it nice and easy. Slowing fast out is key around here, especially in the race. As soon as you know you've got the corner done, slap it, and off you go. This is a three-way fight here for P4 as Mazepin's got past all these guys here. Sentinels lower the arrest. Mazepin's going to the pits, making an early stop here. First Maldi's also in the pits. And off he goes. Mazepin also in the pits. A set of mediums. Oh, one or two Hasses coming up side by side here. Mazepin's going to have better traction on his fresher mediums, and away he's through. And looking at Gersh Rees, we've got Santa ahead, so Gersh Rees is going to make mincemeat of him. Oh, Maldi's just eating up Santa for breakfast there. Santa's got a 5-second time penalty for speeding under the stage car. Maldi's making a move into this last chicane. Oh, I don't want to be see this. Oh, he's going to make the move. That's a corner cut. And he's going to have DRS going down the next straight. So you have some sort of defences. The Ferrari Alpha's had a front wing change. And Sentinel's also in the pits. So 5-second time penalty. Chris has got another penalty here. And now it's all about whether Maldi can pull away or not. Mazepin's made a move on Sant. Which was Sant's almost beamed it into the barriers. I'll be doing too many of them. But now Mazepin's back in an inside shot of Kim back with Maldi. As Hyber's now picked up another penalty. That's lots of penalties kicking in now. We've already had a good 10 penalties already, and it's only lap 9. Gerrit Reese will now try and remake the move on Maldi here. Maldi uses some of that overtake just to try and give him an edge. Gerrit Reese will have DRS. Gerrit Reese really seems like he's using low wings. Just giving that vibe. Bit of a poor chicane there, but then Maldi probably couldn't have caught that. But Gerrit Reese just not quite close enough yet. Late move, trading fastest laps. Sant finally pits a bit late, about 2 laps later than it really should have been, to be honest. And you may get that's the extra penalty that I was talking about. It's going to come at some point for Maldi. 2 penalties in, and it's only lap 10. That's what lack of practice does to you, especially around Canada. Gerrit Reese hasn't got a penalty yet, although that definitely was a corner cut right there. Not much going on apart from Sant and Pirlo. Pirlo just has no pace for him to. That's definitely corner cut by Young. It's the only real fight now that's happening on the circuit. There you go, making the move early. Got the move done. Trading positions with Maldi. Chris is swiftly gone, and Maldi's taking a very compromised line. Now Maldi doesn't have DRS, and now Gerrit Reese is going to fly away. Never mind, Mazepin just slaps them both by half a second. Mazepin catching these guys up with the rating knots. Mazepin is not out of this yet, he hasn't got a penalty, and he's quicker than everyone else on circuit. And Alpha's made a move on Lomlin. Lomlin is still on those hards. These hards are not a tyre you want to be on. They just don't have any pace. Don't really have much in terms of durability advantage over the mediums either. They do about 4 or 5 laps extra, which is not much at all for how slow those hards are. About a second slower than those mediums. Compared to the softs, which are only about half a second faster. And because the last like half the length compared to the mediums, they're also useless in a way. The mediums is like a perfect, have the pace and has the durability. Softs are just a bit too short duration and not quite quick enough to make it count. And the hards are just too slow and are not long enough in terms of durability to really gain any needing in your presence. The softs there is just as pure as a qualifying tyre. Meanwhile, Viper's still leading in front with Chris getting a nice gap to Maldi and Gerrit Reese as they're fighting. Mazepin's catching them up at about half a second a lap. But they are DRS slipstream each other, which is helping them a little bit. It's actually Mazepin's actually quicker than about half a second a lap. It's more like 6-7 tenths a lap. He doesn't have DRS compared to these guys do, and they keep trading positions by doing so. Gerrit Reese is keeping it nice. He's keeping it smart. He's not pushing it. If you drive at 95%. That could save you all the penalties in the world. If you push at 100%, you will get penalties all the time. Just it's one of those tracks you can never drive 100% at. You always have to be that extra bit cautious into every single corner. But at the same time, we don't want to be too slow because obviously, I think Hyper's just had a spin or something. He's just come out of the pit. No, I don't know. It just seems like he's struggling. Gerrit Reese unable to make the overtake on Maldi. Coming to turn 1. Yeah, that DRS. We've got a couple of seconds ahead of Mazepin. That DRS is just keeping Mazepin at bay for now, but he's still closing that gap in very slowly. You know, this DRS slipstream is actually putting back within coming toward the 1 second of Chris. I think Chris might have made a mistake though, because he's lost about 1.5 seconds, which is not something you lose in about a sector. Even with the DRS of Maldi and Gerash, where you should not get much lap time. Oh, and he's hit the barriers. Oh, that seemed more like more like a sizable side of the tyre contacts. But now Maldi's going to have DRS and slipstream on Chris now. Gerash is not going to be able to make any overtake move unless he's on his own teammate. Maldi's trying to get the move done now. And he's going to breeze past Chris here. And he's coming to the pits, he's definitely got damage. And now Maldi has DRS down into turn 1. Mazepin will follow through. Now into P4. Chris into the pits, I believe, for a front wing change and a set of softs, which is the biggest mistake of his life. I would just slap on a set of mediums and go to the ends. That's what I would do. Those softs are not going to go because it's just, you could just show softs, but then it's point out. Mazepin's got a penalty, and that could be crucial. Which means Gerash has got a chance now. But don't forget, it's not even half through this race yet. So, anything can happen. Does seem to be getting cloudy though. It is getting a bit overcast. And it's getting scary. I wonder if he's on the soft tyres because there's rain coming. Oh, and he's just straight lined it. He has. He's straight lined it. Luckily there isn't a safety car, but I honestly think he's just straight lined the track. Now that's taking yourself out on purpose. 100%. After's on the pits hoping for a safety car, which never happened. I think he was on the mediums, wasn't he? So, quite, yeah, about 14. That's exactly right. So pitting is where his usual point is. 14 laps on those mediums. It is getting cloudy though. It is getting very cloudy. I wonder if there's any rain coming, or if it's just going to be overcast, just like a tier 1. We had a bit of overcast, and then it was sunny. So put everyone else a place up from Chris's incident. Alpha's using more track than needed. Not the greatest line to take. You know, that's just getting necessary crap on your tyres. And there you go. That's what happens when you get gravel on your tyres and grass. They lack a grip. So he's now our DRS range on Alpha, despite having 2 lap fresher medium tyres compared to Young's 8 lap hard. Mazepin's really in this now. He's within DRS range of these guys now. He's absolutely flying. Remember, he did pick up the last penalty up. Okay, he's really pushing right now. Gerash is just constantly pushing Maldi. It's really, really difficult to be the car ahead in the circuit. You put under so much pressure, and such a track where it's so easy to get in with misjudgment when you're trying to focus on the car behind is really distracting. And it's difficult to get any consistency going. I feel like it's easier to follow around a circuit than it is to be followed. And Dirty Air isn't really too bad around here because there isn't any long high-speed corners. There isn't one, to be honest. Now Gerash is going to have DRS here. Maldi's going to be under fire. Maldi's not going to fight it because there's no need to. Mazepin's going to be a bit too far behind to making a move. Mazepin's had a great exit. No, he hasn't. A bit of a poor exit actually. I think he might have got a penalty warning for that as well because he did seem to cut it a lot. And now he's in shooting range of ST and Maldi, who punted him off on the first lap. So Mazepin's here for revenge. But he's actually going to take him out. I don't know. That's something else to look out for. Right, there's DRS on Gerst Reese again. Mazepin even closer to the back of Maldi here. Bit of Papa Devil's camera angle here. It's getting cloudy, but is it going to rain? I don't know. It's very cloudy here, and now, oh, it's already getting lapped parallel when it's half of the race. Does mean Gerst Reese doesn't have DRS. Mazepin has does though. That's definitely a corner car on Maldi. Mazepin's bottled it. Maldi's within DRS range, but he's a bit too far behind to make a move. Yeah, Maldi's backed out of it for now. KTM Viper's actually starting to close up to KTM Viper here. There's now a Mastor in the middle of them. They're definitely catching up here. They're really actually helping each other out by slitching each other like this. Oh, and that's Mastor on the barriers. No, it's Viper. Viper's out of this race. He's lost his front wing and he's bottled it all by himself. And he's out of the race. That's it. He's out. He's got front wing damage. That's him out of the race. He's going to be 10 seconds behind these guys by the time he comes to the pit stop window. He can pit for certain mediums and go to the end, no problem at all, but now he's going to be put about 10 seconds behind because that front wing damage is going to be replaced. Maldi's going to be able to Gerst Reese. Gerst Reese though has got no penalties. Now Mazepin is going to make a move on Gerst Reese here. Mazepin's got a couple of penalties in the last few laps. It will breeze past Gerst Reese. Now Gerst Reese out into second place, and now Gerst Reese, he's just got to hope and rely on those penalties now. New fresh set of front wing, fresh medium tyres, that should take him to the end nicely. No safety car so far. Now we've got a three-way fight for the lead. Maldi and Mazepin I think have 2 penalties if I'm not mistaken, and Gerst Reese obviously on 0. Sensor too far behind to make any decision on what that's going on. Kind of those two young, Sensor and Young kind of in their own little race, and they've got Vipers now going to make an easy move. 12 lap fresher and softer medium tyres. It should, well, get past before he even gets to this next chicane. He needs to make the move now. She is going to. There you go. Free Young will have DRS, but obviously would not. The clever thing to do is not make a move. Look at how much grip he has out of that corner, unbelievable. Kayak hasn't got any penalties. Make it very easy for you there, but he's doing it nicely. He's still in the shadow of getting Young here, so P6 is not the cards for the second Alpine. Oh! Somebody hit the barriers. Somebody definitely hit the barriers. I heard some contact. Don't see any front wing damage off either Maldi or Gerst Reese or Mazepin. Whether that was Mastor or not. Mazepin trying to go side by side with Maldi here, and that's not going to go well. Mazepin has just compromised his own line. Maldi will fight it off for another day. Gerst Reese trying to make a move for Mazepin, but Mazepin's not having any of it. Oh, Mazepin's getting close from that camera. It looks like Mazepin's going to hit the back of Maldi for some revenge, but no. Payback's probably a better word for it. Revenge is a bit more cruel. I think payback is a little bit more casual. Oh, Maldi! Don't do too many of them. But right now, Gerst Reese has got penalties. Master and Maldi would need to force Gerst Reese into penalties. Try and go side by side into a corner, force him to go wide or something like that. I don't know. Any chance of them, these two winning the race, they need to put a gap on Gerst Reese here. And that's what Mazepin the pace he has the pace to do that. It's got sunny, so that cloud was just a momentarily overcast moment. So back in the sun, back in the sunshine here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve at Montreal, Canada. Mazepin's not got the ERS, but Maldi doesn't have the ERS. Mazepin does. Maldi's going to back out here. He's always going to the pits, which is the clever move. Yep, into the pits as expected. In the pits goes for a set of mediums. Gerrit Rees also in the pits. Gerrit Rees often has to wait for Maldi to get past. There's your flags. Pirel's retired from the race in the pit lane. Luckily it's not on track, otherwise it might cause a safety car, and that might have aided Mazepin take the lead. Those next mediums will be really quick now. Whether Mazepin's going to stay out on those mediums or not and do go for the softs, or is he going to pit this lap? But the undercut is probably about 1.5 seconds around here. It's very powerful. Tyre wear is a massive factor around the circuit. Mazepin doesn't have any ERS to try and really push a lap time in. He's not pitting. He's not pitting. I think he's going for the softs. Oh, he's cut the corner. He's lost a massive rear end. That's going to cost him a lot of time here. Maldi needs to conserve his ERS. He's pushing a lot here. He needs to save some about the ERS for later. Tensel's got a finishing time penalty. Gerrit Rees to sit behind Maldi for now. But yeah, Maldi's going to be catching up a lot here. Viper's picked up another penalty. And yeah, you can see Viper's still 6 seconds behind these guys. That's how much time he's lost. So Viper somehow needs to catch 6 seconds to get too close to these guys. While we don't fill up all the tyres. Not going to happen, is it? Unless someone magically gets a load of pace out of the bag. Maldi will get DRS and stitch him off his teammate coming down to this next section of the track. Will Mazepin pit? That's the question. Maldi needed this DRS from Gerrit Rees. Taking a later apex. Oh, Gerrit Rees made a bit of too much curb to hurt his exit. Sentinel's trying to defend here. Maldi's got DRS, but he's trying to make the move. Gerrit Rees is just Sentinel's slaying through. Is he going to pit himself though? No, he's not. He's staying out. And Gerrit Rees is getting held up there. Might help him Maldi a bit here. Sentinel's trying to defend, but DRS is just too powerful. And he's breezed past the Mercedes driver. And not much of a gap has been made. Mazepin stays out. Like I said, he's going for the soft tyres, which I don't think is the way to go. The undercut's just too powerful. But whether Mazepin's got the pace to try and keep it ahead and then have enough laps to catch back up is another question. 14 seconds is the gap. I mean, I think you lose about 20 seconds around the circuit. It's quite a short pit lane, and it cuts off the last chicane and the first corner. But yeah, it's already coming down to about 13 seconds now, and the fact that Mazepin's got to do at least another lap yet, I would think. I'm seeking a pin lap earlier. Yeah, he's into pits. I would hope he would be in an extra couple of laps, to be honest. But the pits he goes on for a set of softs. And the Gerrit Rees is all over like a Maldi here. Maldi doesn't know if he's going to defend this. Oh, I'm getting very, very close. They've come out ahead of Mazepin, but not by a massive margin. Sentinel's just come out just behind him. The gap's only about 3 seconds, and Mazepin's come out on softs, mediums. That's a surprise. I was expecting a set of softs coming to that car, but not to be. but it's a very late pit stop by Mazepin. But I wonder if he's going to he's going to have a fresh set of soft, use that fresher tyres just to have fresher tyres towards the end. I think he has the pace to catch these guys up and then use that fresh tyres to his advantage for the bit extra pace to try and pull away. Because Mazepin is definitely quicker than these two ahead. But Gerst Reese doesn't have any penalties. And as of right now, Gerst Reese is way ahead of these guys. His little ghost car, about 3 or 6 seconds ahead, is pulling away. Now he's making a move into the last chicane. He could lose a lot of time taking this line. Oh, there's been contact! And that might be contact, and there might be damage there. There's definitely some contact being made. Whether they've got damage or not is a question. I don't know. And it looks like Maldi got away with it. He took a very turn on very nicely. Gerst Reese, whether he's got damage or not, I do not know. Looks fine from the off-board. Gerst Reese has got damage. Gerst Reese has got damage. Gerst Reese has just lost his victory. Contact's been made. He underestimated how slow Maldi's going to be taking that tighter line. He tried to get a good exit and hit the back of Maldi. Surprisingly, Maldi didn't get any damage from that. Gerst Reese, his race is over. He's got damage, and that's what lime down green damage does. He has to pay it now. He's just going to lose too much time. He could try and stay out, but I think he'll lose that 6 seconds very quickly. And then Mazepin's going to get some DOP and some DRS here to help him to catch up to Maldi. Then that Maldi's got another penalty, which is only make Mazepin's life easier. And then Gerst Reese is going to somehow stay alive here with front wing damage. He needs to readjust his driving style, take corners a bit slower, a bit more of a slow in, fast out sort of situation he needs to do. And watch out for the understeer, especially if he corners like this. You don't want to be understeering wide and get a corner cut, which is very easy to do. Yeah, you can see how much grip he's losing. He's already almost 3 seconds behind Maldi already, and it's going to be like 2 laps. Mazepin's already coming within 1 second of Maldi here. Both of these have got penalties, but I think Mazepin's got 2, Maldi's got 3. So Mazepin needs to get another penalty here to make it an equal fight. But Mazepin will have DRS coming to the section point. He was just within 1 second. No, he's not. He hasn't got it. He was just behind. He just didn't gain it early enough. Just outside the DRS window. Now Maldi has more overtake than Mazepin. Maldi will have better straight line speed. Mazepin's below that 10% thing, but Mazepin is on a better exit. The Mazepin's really closing up the back of Mazepin now. Sorry, Mazepin's gaining the back of Maldi. Sorry, got the right way around that. Mazepin's got the purple first sector, so he's pushing. Gerst Reese is almost out of that. Almost losing all his Maldi out of that 3. He might still get P2 here, with Maldi getting that other extra penalty. Maldi needs to get a 9-second gap now to Gerst Reese here. Right now, he's not doing that. Only 4 seconds. He needs to find another 5 seconds in the next 7 laps. Mazepin's gonna get Maldi here. I think Maldi's using an overtake, but he knows Mazepin's faster, so he knows he needs to stay ahead of Mazepin as much as he can. It's going to be side by side. It's coming to here. It's going to be contacts being made. Mazepin's going to have to cut the corner, and he's lost a bit of time. He's lost a lot of time. He's got DRS to help him catch back up, but I don't know what happened there. How much contact there was. Whether Mazepin got a warning from that or not. Whatever it is, Maldi stayed ahead. Maldi had the inside line. Side by side does not work into that corner. They were equally side by side, but the inside line always works. So technically, neither of them really had priority. It's all about however it was going to sort itself out. And that's been still within DRS range of Maldi. He will relocate himself, recollect himself, and get ready to punch again. Furious Reese is now 5 seconds behind Mazepin here. That front wing damage is hurting him, and he's already going to be out of the victory by the end of his next lap. The way he's going, he's losing about a second a lap from that front wing damage. The front downforce is very important around here. There's a lot of chicanes and a lot of quick, snappy corners. Mazepin's looking very strong. Grimaldi's corner cutting his way to victory here. No overtake rate for Mazepin. Going to wait another lap. He's already got a less penalty than Maldi, and he's got an extra 5. He's got an extra 3 laps of tyres. But Mazepin, he's got to be careful, because if he does get an extra penalty, he then needs to then finish ahead of Maldi. So Mazepin, the thing is, still try and fight for Maldi without getting an extra penalty. I think it should have flags for Hello Hybrid. Another spinner, spinning a lot for turn 2. Furious Reese is now out of 6 seconds on Mazepin. That P1 is now out of the window for the Spanish driver. He's now going to have to try and hold off a P2 for P3 now. Sorry, for P2 now with Maldi. But Maldi, again, like I said, he will have the gap in the next 2 laps. Maldi's using a lot of overtake here. He needs to be careful. Oh, and there's been more contact, more push and shoving. That's definitely a corner cutting warning for Mazepin. And Maldi's going to watch out for his ERS management. Mazepin's gaining. He's going to go inside of Maldi here. He's going to have the gap. Maldi has to back out. What just happened? Everyone's left the session. No, he's just... Everyone's just left the session. What's just happened? And that's the race. They finished the lap early, apparently. What? I am so confused. What's just happened? What has just happened? I am so confused. I've hosted the lobby and the whole lobby's just gone. Only Papa Devils is here. What has just happened? The whole lobby's just crashed. The server's just gone down, sorry. Have I just been kicked out randomly? It's just kicked out the host. It's kicked me out separately. But what? This game is broken. It's just... Here we go. A safety car. Alpha crash. A safety car caused it, and now we're back in. Don't know what's just happened. I really don't know what's just happened here. The safety car will probably come in this lap because it needs 2 laps. Oh, sorry, maybe next lap. Can't really pit now. But... I really don't know what happened. Safety car being this lap, but he's on soft tyres. KTM Viper's on soft tyres here, and he's within these guys ahead of him. He's got a lot of AI cars, a lot of laps cars in front of him now. So this will definitely hurt him of any chance of trying to fight them here. He's about, what, about 5 cars split him? He's got Smackdown in front of him, Lomelin in front of him, Hybrid in front of him, and that's where I think, and then you've got Lomelin, yeah, you've got 3 cars ahead of him. Lomelin's Viper's going to have to navigate through 3 cars, as these lap cars are being really dodgy, trying to work their way through, trying to figure out who's actually ahead and who's not. It's really puts Gures Reese in the chance of victory now, and he's pitted. Gures Reese is on soft tyres, fresh tyres, with no penalties. Gures Reese is going to win this race because of penalties. It's all going to come down to how he navigates through these lap cars and doesn't get a warning. It's all up to him. I'll quickly check Gures Reese's warnings. He's got 2 warnings. One more warning, he's got a penalty. But even then, he's still got an extra penalty he's got 1 extra penalty in the bag. Maldi's up to Maldi to go. He's gone now. He's got a decent safety car restart. Mazepin's lost a lot of time. I don't know what's happened there, but that's stopped any chance. It's really hurting Gures Reese's chance of winning here. His soft tyres are going to be very much quicker though, as these lap cars start to scramble through with blue flags. Gures Reese holds off behind as Mazepin and Maldi pull out ahead while still on the medium tyres. I'm still questioning what happened, to be honest. Yeah. And Mazepin's got a penalty, and that could be crucial for this race victory. Gures Reese is still on for this victory here. Mazepin's now going to finish behind Maldi at this rate. Mazepin needs to get ahead, and there's going to be no DRS zones for the rest of this race. Mazepin needs to get this position on track with pure slipstream and overtake mode. It's all up to that. Maldi's got more ERS to play with, but is that slipstream going to be powerful enough for Mazepin to make a move? He can't make the move in here. He hasn't got the straight line advantage. Maldi's also using a lot of overtake modes. Mazepin's using more here. Maldi's saving some, but Mazepin needs to be in that dirty air. Maldi's gone really slow on his last chicane. Maldi's having to defend to it. Mazepin got lost in ARS mode. Mazepin has some D-race, and he's made the move, and he's cut the corner. He's had to make a avoiding action of Maldi here. Viper's too far behind to make a move here. How many penalties he's got is going to be the question, but Gures Reese looks like he's going to be on to win this race with no penalties on board. It looks like it's going to be a race victory for Gures Reese here from the way it's going. Viper gets another penalty, that only confirms it. Viper's not going to get, Viper might, it depends how many penalties he's got, but looks like looks like it might be Gures Reese first with Maldi in second and Mazepin in third. That's what it looks like at this rate. That's how he is looking at. Mazepin's still looking to make a move. Mazepin needs to make the move, but he can't find that gap. Maldi just needs a good exit, and he's got more ERS than Mazepin has, so Maldi can use as much as he can. Mazepin's running out here. He's run out of ERS mode. Maldi has extra to play with, so Maldi has the extra gap. Coming to his last chicane, Maldi does it nice and cleanly. Maldi will come across the line in first place. But what is he going to work with penalties? Viper stays third. Gures Reese wins the Canadian Grand Prix with front wing damage. The safety car came in an absolute clutch. Without the safety car, Gures Reese would have been absolutely nowhere. And here he is. The safety car came in and gifted him the race win. He'd already driven well anyway, so I think he probably did deserve it if he didn't have the damage. But but for those last few laps, the safety car gifted him this victory. So mega luck on his side. And for me personally, this is my second podium, today. I don't know what that last bit was. Luckily, I managed to figure it out. But here is your race victory in Mexican. He's not actually Spanish. Gures Reese is a Mexican, not Spanish. I just see F1X and I think he's Spanish. But the Mexican will win a Canadian Grand Prix here. And there you go. There's the 9-second penalties we were all talking about. Okay, actually, the 6 seconds instead of 9 actually managed to claw himself into a nice, tasty P4. Sand managed to get P7 ahead of Viper. Who would have thought that? Viper ended up getting 15 seconds of penalties, which is not exactly a great thing to have. Gerhard Reis wins by 7 seconds in the end. And the time of the race is 44 minutes, 44 seconds, 0.454. Many fours in that time in the end. Maldi will in P2 in the end, still decent result, but he would definitely wish that he had that victory. Mazepin will finish in P3 after that late penalty in the end, which cost him the second place there. Kaik will have a decent result in the end for his debut here in STB, Tier 3, P4 for him. Young will get P5, Sand at P6, 5 after all those penalties, goes up the fastest lap in P7, Sensen P8, Mastodon P9, Hara P10, and the non finishers were, or laps cars, Learning Alpha, Pirlo, Chris, Papadevils. That was it, yeah, I was expecting a bit more there. And yeah, that is your whatever it was. And we will get some podium interviews, I'm presuming. I'm trying to connect to the party. If I am able to. Don't seem to be able to connect. Let me just leave the party. I'm going to try and make a new party for Maldi. Try and get Maldi at least. Minimum. There we go. Not sure if we can get anyone else in this comment box for interviews or not, but we definitely have you in the comment box here for you, Maldi. I did. I was there before the safety car restart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm actually getting quite quickly. It was a bit weird on my end, but anyway, we were trying to get this interview sorted before we start talking about all that. If we'll obviously include your audio if you haven't already.
Yeah.
Do a quick interview for you. It was a decent result, P2 in the end, but a bit of issues at the start, having a bit of losing a few positions off the start, a bit of issues, penalties also being a big issue, which committed the finishing result, and the big scraps with Gerhard Reis and that contact to start with Mazepin as well on that one.
Yeah.
So just talk us through what happened.
I had a pretty decent start. I was trying to, I went into the race different mindset. I wanted to be aggressive. I had a few bad races. I wanted to be aggressive. You probably seen I was very, very aggressive on the defending tonight. I wanted to make sure that I got the best result possible. Mazepin into the chicane after the first sector. I tried getting he obviously I tried to get the undercut. The switchback, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you very much. The switchback on Mazepin, and I didn't realise he was going to block the inside. So we just went into the same area of the track and just collided. I've apologised. I do apologise publicly to him. It wasn't obviously my intention. I was trying to get the switchback move for the next straight down into the chicane because I really wanted that position. And then I kept picking up penalties. I was getting frustrated. It felt like I had damage as well. So that's why I was losing time, but I didn't have damage. So it might have been just me not being happy at that current moment. And then I think I had a little bit of a collision with G-Raz. But yeah, I couldn't do anything. I had to defend that chicane, otherwise I would have lost the position. But yeah, it was a good battle in the end. I'm happy that me and Mazepin was able to meet on track again, and I was actually able to win the race. But unfortunately, penalties meant that I didn't. But I am happy that I did actually cross the line first. That was good.
Yeah, it's always a quite big thing. Getting that result, obviously, it's a bit of a nice thing to actually cross line first, but obviously the result's not actually the case. But obviously, got a bit lucky at the end with Viper getting his own penalties, and obviously Mazepin getting that penalty towards the end. Obviously, got you that second place, which I'm presuming you were happy with. But yeah, that is your Canadian Grand Prix for Tier 3, as the Canadian Grand Prix are now done. Yep. Next week will be going to Britain for our very first STB sprint qualifying. So if we want to do a quick rundown on that, it'll be a one-shot qualifying into a 25% race, and then we will start a new stream up and then do a 50% race to finish off. So that's how it's going to be, and that's how it's going to go, and that will be next week for all 3 tiers. It'll be definitely interesting to watch and how it unfolds. So please definitely join us for that, for obvious reasons. And yeah, that is your stream for today. Bit of issues on my end. I don't know what happened to me during that, just before the safety car period, but but I managed to figure it out in the end. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.